Hi, I'm Joe, and I want to give you a in-cab inspection checklist for a CDL Class A combination vehicle exam. When you go to take your test for the Class A tractor trailer, you have to do an in-cab inspection along with the air brake system check about the same time. And I want to go over the list with you. The first part of the in-cab inspection that you need to do, and it's better to start from the top down. Check the overhead luggage compartment and determine that it is, here's the abbreviations, properly mounted and secured, in proper working order, no loose debris, and not cracked, broken, or missing. Remember those acronyms, CBN or M and PWO, proper working order, and properly mounted and secured, you know. Then we check the sun visors below them and make sure that they are properly mounted and secured and there's no loose debris on them. Nothing's going to break loose as you're going down the road. Then we go to the windshield itself. We have to see that it's properly secured and not sun-baked, and there's no untransparent material or no illegal stickers on the windshield. We just have our inspection sticker up on the windshield. And there can't be any cracks in the windshield greater than 1 inch, longer than 1 inch, and no stone chips or dings in the windshield larger than 1 dime, you know, an American dime. And then we have to see that the windshield wipers actually work by placing our hand on the windshield wiper control and even activating the washers to see if they work. But we want to see that the windshield wipers have good rubber on them and good tension. They will clear the windshield, and they're in proper working order. The motor works in them. Then the next step we have is the dashboard of the tractor, and it needs to be, of course, properly mounted and secure. And the heating vents on, like the defroster vents, have to work both in defrost and the heating mode, and the vents have to be there, and we have to check them and show the way the heating system works in the truck and the fan works. So we put our hands right on those heating controls and our hands on the vents to check, you know, point them out. The next thing is to go over the dashboard. We can check the steering wheel to see if it has a lot of loose play in it. You can't have more than 10 degrees of play, and 2 inches on a 20-inch steering wheel for it to be legal. And the horn has to work. There's 2 kinds of horns we have in the truck. There's the city horn, and then there's the highway horn. And one's the air horn, and the other's the city horn. Sorry, I don't have a video of the truck right now. That's okay. We can do it. Our knobs or gauges have to be mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or missing. And all the gauges have to be in proper working order. We start out with the water temperature gauge, and we can see it can't be any higher than 190 degrees Fahrenheit on that gauge. Say that, we don't have to say that, just that it works and functions. And the oil pressure gauge has no warning lights on, and it shows increasing pressure with throttle, and that the oil pressure is within a normal range. And then we have our voltage gauge for the battery, and that should be at the charging range in the green. And the fuel tank gauge has to work. And then we have our speedometer and tachometer, and can't have any cracked, broken, or missing. And the primary air pressure gauge and the secondary air pressure gauge need to be showing full air pressure before we can begin our test. And then we have to go on and check the glove box. And note that we have to have spare fuses if it is a fused truck in the glove box, and we need to have our tractor registration card and our tractor insurance card in the glove box. And we can have the trailer registration card there also, and the trailer insurance card in the glove box. And our papers for the inspection, that should be up on the windshield. The doors have to work, the hinges have to be in proper working order, and the door handles have to work. And the windows themselves can be used as an escape hatch, they have to work. We work our way down to the gear shift, and the gear shift has to be firmly mounted and secured, and it has to have an intact airline for the rangefinder to work, and that has to be in proper working order. You have to go from high gears to low gears, and the boot on the floor can't have any tape on it. It has to be firmly mounted and secured to the floor of the truck. And we look at the floor of the truck, and we should have a class 10 or a UL listed category 10 fire extinguisher, ABC with the pin and fully pressurized somewhere on the floor or in the dog box on the side of the truck. And the other thing is the pedals themselves. We can't have more than about 1 inch of play in the clutch, and the brake pedal has to work. And we'll put our foot on the clutch pedal and on the brake pedal to demonstrate that they work and they're firmly mounted and secured. And the accelerator pedal also has to be firmly mounted and secured and in proper working order. And we'll look around the floor for any loose debris, making sure there's nothing on the floor that could be in the way of any controls. And some people say we have to have an accident kit, a first aid kit, in the cab. That's optional, I guess. And the Johnson bar, right? It's not used for parking, but we want to make sure that the Johnson bar works with the air brake system check and demonstrate that it'll work. And our signals on the steering column, we want to make sure that we have a proper light switch. First of all, point that out, how it works. Parking lights and the headlights, and if there's fog lights, we have to demonstrate that they work. And we have a high-low dimmer switch, and then the hazard lights have to work, and the turn signal lights have to work. And that's really where it's at. That's the whole test. If you can do that in-cab inspection, you will pass the test. No question. Try to make it short and sweet. Don't leave anything out there where there'll be too many questions about it. Just state what there is on the checklist. Thank you.